And at number 10, we got Donald Trump. The former president has been banned from the majority of social media platforms. The domino effect of bans started when he was banned from Twitter following the January 7th insurrection that took place at the Washington, D.C. Capitol. Immediately after the riots, he was banned off of Twitter and Facebook. Twitter's ban was permanent, while Facebook's was temporary pending an investigation, although Facebook ended up extending the ban further. After these two major companies banned Trump, he was also banned from Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and even Pinterest. Trump has tried suing the platforms to get his profiles back, and he is currently in litigation with all the major platforms, so I guess we'll see what happens. And at number 9, Rihanna. So it seems that even Rihanna is not above the rules, and the singer was temporarily banned off Instagram after she posted a photo to the platform that violated their terms of service. The photo in question showed a lot of her backside, if you catch my drift. The account was quickly reactivated, however said photo was removed from her profile. Rihanna is not the last celebrity who was temporarily banned from the platform for a little misstep, and she has been vocal against their restrictions. And at number 8, Courtney Love. Singer Courtney Love was suspended off Twitter in 2011 after she made some defamatory comments about fashion designer Dawn Simorangkir. Apparently back in 2009, Love took to just about every social media platform, especially Twitter, to rant about Simorangkir, who was reportedly, quote, demanding payment for a few $1,000s worth of clothes. But things turned nasty fast, and she at one point accused the designer of being a sex worker. Simorangkir ultimately took the singer to court, and Love's feed was temporarily suspended ahead of trial in early 2011. According to Time, the singer settled the case for nearly $450,000. And this was actually not the last time one of her tweets got her in a lawsuit either.
In at number 7, Clint Eastwood. Now there are some celebrities that have admitted that they are just too old to be on social media, and others have maintained that it kind of freaks them out in general. One person who should just stick to doing movies and playing shuffleboard is Clint Eastwood. After Donald Trump was elected, Clint tweeted out, "Thank you, America. I don't have long left to live, but I know the last few years will be great. I can't thank you enough. Hashtag President Trump." Now there's nothing wrong with expressing joy for your candidate choice getting elected, but Twitter decided to suspend his account. The reason wasn't because Clint tweeted this, but because someone had actually created the account and it wasn't Clint Eastwood. That being said, I still wouldn't trust old man Clint to run his own social media pages, especially after that video of him talking to a chair that he claimed was Invisible Obama.
What do you want me to tell Romney? I can't tell him to do that. Can't do that to himself. You're crazy.
In at number 6, Ellen DeGeneres. Let's face it, ever since the lockdown, Ellen has done nothing good to help her career. First there were the comments about how her home felt like jail, then we had her turning her back on crew members that have put up with her for years only to fire them for an independent company. Now she thought that getting herself involved in the Black Lives Matter movement was going to save her. In a since deleted tweet, Ellen said, "Like so many of you, I am angry and I am sad. People of color in this country have faced injustice for far too long. For things to change, things must change. We must commit ourselves to this change with conviction and with love." Now, while I'm sure that was meant to be a nice sentiment of voicing support, but remember folks, she is BFFs with George W. Bush. Not exactly a political ally to the Black Lives Matter movement.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
In at number 5, Tomi Lahren. Tomi is one of those right-wing pundits that is constantly saying inflammatory things online just to provoke a reaction from the people. She certainly has her supporters, and all that does is fuel this engine of hatred to keep on going. Again, I'm not against the limiting of speech, but if Lahren took a break from social media, it probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Recently, Tomi thought that she would weigh in on the protesting and said, "Brave men and women of law enforcement, these psycho Dems want to defund, dismantle, and destroy you. This is the choice Americans must make in November. Lawlessness or law and order. No wonder the Dems are pushing fraud-ridden vote by mail." The problem with this tweet is that protesters against police brutality should not be a bipartisan issue. It's pretty clear that police agencies have been lawless for decades. Got him! In at number 4, Donald Trump. Now, speaking of free speech, you would think that the president would be for that. Unfortunately, he is, unless someone doesn't agree with him. Recently, when one of his tweets was fact-checked by Twitter, he actually threatened to shut down all social media companies. Which definitely seems like he's attempting to limit the speech of everyone, again, only because someone else didn't agree with him. So because of that, no one can say anything. For the amount of hatred that he has for the Chinese government, he sure enjoys taking a few things out of their book of controlling the people. In at number 3, Tekashi 6ix9ine. This one's a fairly easy one for me. 6ix9ine was put in jail for heinous crimes, and before that he was just the most annoying person on social media. Now that he's out and cooped up at home, he's only been continuing to rat on other rappers and stir the pot more than ever before. I can't even keep up with how active this guy is online. He claimed that he needed to be let out of prison for fears of catching COVID, but as soon as he got out, this guy just started flexing hard. He posted this photo of himself holding stacks of cash with the caption, "Describe me in one word," which filled the comment section with the word snitch, and at least he hasn't deactivated his comments so people can continue to expose him and how much they don't like him. It's good karma coming back. In at number 2, Jake Paul. Much like Tekashi, I would have no qualms if social media wanted to ban Jake Paul. While his brother Logan seems to have redeemed himself from his previous adolescent behavior, Jake is kinda stuck in the past. Having a platform as big as he does only seems to fuel more and more erratic behavior. Case in point was him thinking it was a great idea to show up to a mall and film people looting. Thankfully, his actions finally had consequences and he was arrested and charged for his role in the looting of an Arizona mall. Jake was charged with criminal trespassing and unlawful assembly. Hopefully some time in jail will give him some serious quiet time to focus on rethinking what he says and does for clout. Last but certainly not least in our number 1 spot, Nicole Arbour. Why this woman is still allowed online after her Dear Fat People video is beyond me. Nicole Arbour doesn't have a political point that's ever even worth listening to, and she only ever falls to the side that supports her the most. During the riots, she fell into the laps of the white supremacists as she spouted some pretty wild things from her Facebook and Twitter pages. Amongst telling people to arm themselves and shoot, she also tweeted that white people were being lynched in broad daylight. Then goes on to say that they don't want change, they want to even a score from a game played by people none of us have even ever met, which is just the most tone-deaf way to look at these protests. Plus, by saying they want to even the score, you're simultaneously admitting that the score is uneven. Someone, please get her off the internet. In fact, I can hear the sirens coming now.
Starting us off is the one and only Kanye West. We are so used to pairing Kanye with his wife Kim Kardashian that we may have forgotten he dated other people before her. One of those people being Amber Rose, who went through a nasty breakup with the rapper back in 2010. 5 years after their breakup, Kanye made a comment during an interview saying that he had to take 30 showers after dating Amber before he could date Kim. That is what sparked the hot drama, and Amber exposed Kanye in a series of different tweets, but ended with the infamous comment, "I'll leave that up to the Kardashians to humiliate you when they're done with you." Oh yeah, she went there. She got dirty and went after Kim and her family, but don't worry, all the drama passed, and in 2016, Amber posted pictures of her and Kim hanging out like nothing ever happened. Girls. Girls, 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 I tell ya. Coming in next, number 9 is Demi Lovato. She is one star who has always encouraged and preached about body positivity and self-acceptance. So it was extra surprising for her fans to see her posting an ad for a detox product on Instagram. In the post, she posted a photo of herself with a Teamy Blend shake and captioned it, "This year is all about hashtag self-love. Truly taking care of myself and exercising has changed everything for me." She continued to write that Teamy Blend sponsored her 30-day detox challenge to help her bloating and claimed that she was on day 7. But Demi's fans were not having it and started to expose her for being a hypocrite. They started pulling up the ingredients of the tea and showed that the ingredients cause a laxative effect which actually purges the body, which is one of the biggest magnets for eating disorders, which Demi has openly struggled with. They didn't think that it was fair that she hashtagged self-love to a diet tea program that doesn't actually promote real health. Demi ended up deleting her post, needless to say. Cruising into number 8 is Justin Bieber. Before he was married to Hailey Baldwin, he was famous for being in an on and off relationship with Selena Gomez. But during one of their off periods, Selena got a little feisty and called him out on social media. Justin started dating Sofia Richie and was flaunting the relationship online, which caused Selena fans to attack the new couple. So Justin posted a picture with Sofia and said that he is going to make his Instagram private if people don't stop hating on them. But then, plot twist, Selena got involved and was on the fan side and called him out for being rude to the people that support him most. She commented on the picture saying, "If you can't handle the hate, stop posting pictures of your girlfriend, lol. It should be special between you two only. Don't be mad at your fans, they love you and supported you before anyone ever did." In all honesty though, she kind of just exposed herself for not being over him.
Like, you just showed that you care still, so really, you kind of just exposed yourself there.
At number 7, James Charles. YouTuber James Charles has faced backlash and scandal in the past, but things are getting a little more serious this time around, and it could mean the end of his career as he knows it. Over many years, James has faced allegations of having inappropriate relationships with fans under the age of 18, but this year, James is feeling more heat. As more fans have come forward about their encounters with James online, and people have been posting leaked messages online, James is now in the hottest water he has ever been in. As a result of the allegations against him, James has lost his hosting job of a makeup web series, Morphe Cosmetics has dropped him and his collaboration, and his channel has also been demonetized. Because of his behavior online, as well as other people leaking information about him, James has essentially destroyed his career and no one knows what's next for him. At number 6, David Dobrik. YouTuber and Viner David Dobrik has been caught in a massive scandal on the platform that has pretty much seen his career be destroyed on the internet. In recent weeks, David's popularity has fallen after some people have started to come forward with allegations of and bullying against David, as well as his other friends. Former members of David's YouTube friend group, the Vlog Squad, have come forward calling David out for bullying and creating a toxic environment, as well as orchestrating pranks that resulted in one friend getting And recently, a former fan came forward naming a Vlog Squad member as a person who assaulted them while they were under the influence. And they also exposed David for filming that part of their alleged On top of that, David has also been scrutinized for the part he played in the accident that his friend Jeff Wittick was in, where he almost lost his life. Because of everything he's been facing over the last few months, David has since lost all of his sponsors as well as the company that he recently started. Because of the people who've exposed him, David's online career is pretty much over. At number 5, J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling came under fire last year over allegations of transphobia after she sent out a series of tweets that were seen as highly offensive to the trans community. JK spent some time last year speaking out on social media about her opinions and views on trans people, specifically trans women. Because of the massive backlash that JK got, it reflected badly on Warner Brothers, who have been in the business with the author for many years, making the Harry Potter films, as well as the current Fantastic Beasts franchise. The company issued a statement saying how they were responsible for fostering an inclusive community and culture, and even HBO started to sweat a little because they were newly in the business working with JK as they were set to start streaming the Harry Potter films. On top of that, Universal Parks also issued a statement ensuring guests that they house an inclusive culture, trying to distance themselves from the situation. Even though this all took place last year, this scandal is still affecting JK's career because after a possible Harry Potter HBO series was announced, it faced backlash because of its ties to the author. Her tweets have certainly affected her career greatly, and with this ongoing backlash against her, her career just might be over. At number 4, Letitia Wright. In early December last year, Letitia Wright, best known for her role of Shuri in Black Panther, came under fire after questioning the COVID-19 vaccines. On Twitter, Letitia shared a YouTube video from a series called On the Table, where the program's host questioned the efficacy and potential side effects of the drug. As a result, Letitia faced backlash online and was called an anti-vaxxer. Many people condemned her thoughts about the vaccine, saying how dangerous that mentality can be, especially with so many people divided on the subject of the virus. As a result, people were calling for the actress to be removed from the upcoming Black Panther sequel, and a lot of people felt as though her career would be over after this scandal. A lot of people are still mad about her tweets, but what do you think? Should she be canceled over this, or is her career really over like some people say it is? At number 3, Butch Hartman. If you were a fan of popular Nickelodeon shows like Fairly Odd Parents, Tough Puppy, and Danny Phantom, then you would know their creator, Butch Hartman. The artist was recently exposed online after Twitter users accused him of plagiarism. Butch has been doing commissioned drawings for fans for the last little while, and when completed, he sometimes posts them to social media to show off what he's been creating. This was his way of promoting his commissioned services, but recently one of his commissioned posts was used to expose the artist for plagiarism. After posting a drawing he did of Mikasa from Attack on Titan, one fan noticed that this drawing looked a little too similar until they realized that Butch had plagiarized his drawing from another artist. Butch profited off the stolen work of another artist and sold his piece for a pretty hefty price of $200. This scandal exposed even more dirt on Butch as it was revealed that this wasn't the first time that Butch has been caught plagiarizing. All of this backlash came about after he posted a drawing, so had he not posted it, maybe this scandal would never have happened. Because of the scandal, Bush's comments have been flooded with angry fans asking him to take accountability, but he hasn't acknowledged it yet. At number 2, Gina Carano. One of the stars of the Disney Plus series The Mandalorian, Gina Carano was recently fired from the show after facing social media controversy. The actress faced backlash for many of her controversial tweets, some of which included messages like comparing being a Republican to being Jewish during World War II, making claims of voter fraud during the 2020 US election, as well as making anti-mask posts. Because of fans' outrage at Gina's social media presence, Disney was forced to cut ties with the actress, saying that they do not condone these ideals. Apparently, according to sources, Disney has been looking to cut ties with the actress for a while, so this latest social media scandal was the final straw for them, and they ended up letting her go. Other than Disney's criticisms of her tweets, fans have also condemned the actress since these ideas that she was sharing on social media angered a lot of people. This criticism could also impact her career as her credibility and popularity have taken a nosedive. Not many people would want to support her after this scandal. Finally, at number 1, Winston Marshall. One tweet is all it took for Mumford & Sons musician Winston Marshall to face cancellation, ending his career. The musician came under fire recently after he was called out for praising a book that, quote, condemns the destructive rise of Antifa. The guitarist was booted from the band because of this backlash and said that he was going to use this time off to, quote, examine his blind spots. This all happened after he tweeted the author of the controversial book Unmasked inside Antifa's radical plan to destroy democracy, where he called him a brave man for publishing this and praised its content. This message of support angered a lot of people and resulted in him facing mass scrutiny from many of his fans. After facing this backlash, Marshall tweeted a series of apologies to everyone he offended, saying that he understands that people, including many of his bandmates, have been hurt by his comments, and also saying, quote, for now, please know that I realize my endorsements have the potential to be viewed as approvals of hateful, divisive behavior. I apologize as this was not my intention. Since he's been kicked out of the band, we don't yet know what's next for Winston, as his career could be over. Now, I want you guys to tell me if you think any of the people that I mentioned in this video will ever bounce back. With social media nowadays, you never know if someone's career is over for good or just temporarily, so let me know what you guys think down in the comments.
Beginning the countdown at number 10 is Diddy. Most people will know that if you take someone else's image and use it as your own on social media, you should respectfully give that person the credit for it. But Diddy must have felt like he didn't need to, and a photographer exposed him on Instagram after he sniped one of his shots. This is what happened. Diddy shared an epic picture of the eclipse that happened in August 2014 with the caption #DiddyView, which was a complete lie. It wasn't his view at all. An LA-based photographer named Cole Younger posted the photo 2 weeks earlier and then called him out on it for using his picture without permission. So basically he was busted, and rightfully so. You do not take a photographer's photo and use it without crediting them. Everyone knows that. Next up at number 9 is Reese Witherspoon. One thing you would never want the public finding out about is a DUI. But what would make it worse is having the whole thing filmed and exposed to the entire world online. Back in 2013, Reese and her husband at the time, Jim Toth, were pulled over by an Atlanta cop on suspicion of a DUI. The police dash cam caught the whole thing on tape and showed Reese going into this erratic rage, which led to her being arrested as well. Her husband was the one driving, so he was actually the one under arrest, but Reese was just intoxicated and was feeling feisty and felt the need to stick up and defend her husband. In the video, you can see Reese yelling at the officers and not listening to their orders to just sit down. They end up putting her in handcuffs, and then she lies to them and says that she's pregnant and has to pee as an attempt to get out of the handcuffs. They were both arrested, and she pled no contest to physical obstruction of another, and Jim pled guilty to the DUI. Sliding to the number 8 spot is Austin McBroom. He's the basketball player known for being the father of the YouTube's famous family, the Ace family. He and his wife started a channel which vlogs their life as parents. But the family man's career took a hit when a fellow YouTuber named Cole Kerrigan exposed him on social media, making claims that he raped one of his friends. He posted a video online with screenshots and recorded phone conversations, making the serious allegation that his friend Leslie Hannah Bell came to him and told him that she was raped by Austin one night. However, later on we found out that it wasn't true, and Leslie herself announced publicly online that Austin did not do such a thing, and that Cole actually released the story simply for a money grab. So Cole basically exposed Austin, but then he got exposed in the end. Could be some karma. I don't know. Swiping the number 7 spot is Lamar Odom. The NBA superstar was exposed online with video footage showing him acting a little crazy out in the streets of LA. I guess the Pap asked him about his affair on Chloe, and that is when he got upset. He ended up yelling at the man and took all of his camera equipment out of his car and then tossed it in the middle of the street. Like literally in the middle of the road where cars were driving by. It was all the man's camera equipment, and Lamar took it a step further by going up to it and smashing anything that wasn't already broken. He had to make sure that it was broke. Fans were standing by confused, watching the whole thing happen, and at the end of the video, a fan asks for a picture, and he just calmly smiles with her in a selfie. It's honestly so strange to watch. He was charged with a misdemeanor vandalism charge, but the charges dropped after he agreed to pay for everything that he broke. Cruising into number 6 spot is Ariana Grande. Now this one is a little more lighthearted than some of our other ones, but the pop star still had to issue an apology. Back in 2015, she was exposed after someone posted surveillance footage of her and her boyfriend at the time, Ricky Alvarez, who decided to play truth or dare at a donut shop. In the footage, you can see them daring each other to lick the donuts that were on display for purchase. But in the video, you can also hear her saying, "I hate Americans, I hate America." The video went viral and she released an apology video saying, "Seeing a video of yourself behaving poorly that you had no idea was taken is such a rude awakening. I am just here to apologize." I mean, the American part, yeah, like I get people would be upset by that, but I feel like anyone would love to eat a donut that she licked. I'm sorry, but if Ariana Grande or Miley Cyrus licked a donut, I'll probably buy it and eat it. It's like kissing them. Halfway through at number 5 is Leanne Rimes and Eddie Cibrian. I don't like to hear that people are cheating or having an affair, but I would be lying if I said I didn't like to see it. Only in the sense that I think the people being cheated on deserve to know the truth, and the people cheating deserve to be exposed for their poor choices. That's all I'm gonna say. I said what I said. That is what happened with these two. Back in 2009, video footage was shared online showing that Leanne Rimes was having an affair with her co-star at the time, Eddie. At the time of the affair, she was married to Deem Shermet, and Eddie was also married at the time to Brandi Glanville. So they were actually both busted at the same time for having an affair. It was pretty dramatic. Up next, number 4 is Taylor Swift. How could we all forget the drama that went down between Taylor, Kanye West, and Kim K? After Kanye interrupted Taylor's acceptance speech and said Beyonce should have won the award instead, the two of them found a way to forgive and forget and were actually on good terms. Or so we thought. Kanye later released a song called Famous, and one of his lyrics says, "I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that bitch famous." Pardon my language. Taylor was furious and the feud started immediately. But then Kanye's wife, Kim Kardashian, exposed Taylor on Twitter and released a filmed recording of Kanye and Taylor's phone call, which shows Taylor agreeing to the lyrics in the song. However, it shows her saying that she's cool with it, but Kanye doesn't sit there and tell her the exact lyrics of him calling her the B word, so it caused a whole bunch of controversy on whose side of the story is actually true. Taking over the 3rd spot is Caitlyn Jenner. This one is more serious than some of the other ones on our list, so let's get into serious mode. Caitlyn got into a car accident which quickly turned into a serious lawsuit after one person was killed. Caitlyn was uninjured in the crash after being exposed on social media. She was deemed a lawsuit for wrongful death. Video footage was posted online which captured the entire accident on camera, showing Caitlyn's Escalade, which was carrying an off-road vehicle, hitting 2 cars and causing one of them to smash into another car. One of the drivers, Kim Howe, was 69 years old and unfortunately died in the crash. At the end of the investigation, even though the tape clearly shows who was at fault, Caitlyn was able to walk away without any charges. Which is a little messed up in my opinion. And at number 2 is Miley Cyrus. Alright, she has been exposed on social media probably more than any other celebrity, but let's be honest, she doesn't even care. The only time she might have cared was when she was exposed online for hitting a bong on her 18th birthday. Video footage leaked after a friend videotaped her partying with friends and hitting up a bong. However, let's keep in mind this was back in 2010 when it was not legal and she was still associated with the Disney Channel, so this video basically ruined her entire image. But after the Disney World went into a frenzy, she started to claim that she was just smoking salvia, which is a natural and legal herb with psychedelic properties. Girl, you are not smoking that, you are smoking the ganja. Who are you trying to fool? Winning the #1 spot on our list is Kate Moss. She is one of the world's biggest English supermodels and has been admired by millions of people for many years. But her overall reputation and career took a hit after video footage was shared online exposing the model doing lines of cocaine. It was back in 2005 when she was dating Pete Doherty, who was the frontman of the rock group Baby Shambles. One night she was hanging out at one of his recording sessions in West London, unaware that the studio had a surveillance camera. Throughout the video footage you can see her holding a cigarette, drinking shots of vodka and whiskey, and snorting 5 lines of cocaine. Images from the footage made headlines and her career took a massive hit. She lost contracts for Burberry, Chanel, and H&M, which reportedly lost her a minimum of $4 million. Starting us off at number 10 is Amber Heard. If you've missed all the chaos lately, Amber Heard and ex-husband Johnny Depp have been battling in a serious lawsuit the last few years. Amber filed for divorce in 2016 and then showed up to the Los Angeles courthouse with bruises on her face, making claims that Depp was abusing her. Since then, it's been an ongoing lawsuit, completely draining the actor's bank account, who is determined to keep his innocence. He has filed a $50 million defamation against her, saying that she is the abusive one and is doing all this to ruin his career and take his money. But social media recently exposed Amber, releasing audio footage of her admitting to hitting Johnny and starting physical altercations with him.
Told me to. You said, go do that.
I said, no, tell him what just happened.
And I lied.
And that you punched me in the thing and you
figured
in
it
the face.
out.
Pictures of his injuries have also surfaced online, one showing a time that she actually cut off part of his finger after throwing a vodka bottle at him. Hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp started trending worldwide, and fans are hoping that he will get justice in court in August 2020. Thank God for social media, right? Like, I am so happy that this came out. Power to Johnny Depp. I hope he gets his victory. Next up at number 9 is Jamie Lynn Spears. Lesson of the day: don't mess with Britney Spears' little sister. Social media exposed some surveillance footage that showed this girl means business and is not messing around. In 2015, she was at a pita pit when a brawl broke out in the dining area, including one of her friends. So what did she do? She dives in and pulls her friend out of the fight, and then calmly walks behind the food counter and grabs a long 7-inch bread knife and starts waving the blade around as a warning to the people fighting. Who knew the Nickelodeon star had that kind of fight in her? I'm here for it. I want her on my side. I want her in my life, because if I got in a fight, I want my girl swinging a pita pit knife around. We're moving on to number 8, and we have Solange Knowles and Jay-Z. Some sibling rivalry is nothing uncommon, but it's still shocking to see it all unfold on some leaked video footage. Social media exposed Jay-Z getting into a fight with Beyonce's sister at the 2014 Met Gala party. And when I say fight, I mean Solange physically attacks him, but don't worry, he does not fight back. Jay-Z later explained what happened, since it obviously looked pretty frickin' serious, but he said, "We've had that one disagreement. Before and after, we've been cool. That's my sister, not my sister-in-law. No, my sister, period." I mean, I think if you have a sibling, you can kind of admit that there's been times where like 1 minute you're punching them in the face and then the next minute you're like cuddled up watching a movie with them. Happens with me and my sisters all the time. Oh my god. 1 second like we hate each other, and the next it's like you're my best friend.
And at number 7, Azalea Banks. Azalea Banks has been somewhat of a cyberbully online for years, so it's not a shock that she ended up getting banned because of it. She had come after a number of celebrities over the years, but when she attacked Zayn Malik using racist and homophobic slurs, she was kicked off the platform. This all took place in 2016, and insiders from Twitter state she almost got banned after some controversial comments about Sarah Palin. However, this was the final straw. After the ban, she tried to get back on using a different account, but that was also suspended. And at number 6, Rose McGowan. Rose McGowan has been a very vocal figure in the Me Too movement, and she was the first celebrity to call out Harvey Weinstein by name. She was first banned by Twitter in 2016 when she tweeted about an anonymous studio head whose nasty behavior was quote an open secret in Hollywood / the media. This tweet caught the attention of Ronan Farrow, who later published a New York Times report on it. Years later, when the report was published and hundreds of other women came forward, actor Ben Affleck decided to tweet out in disgust of Weinstein, which a lot of people were doing at the time. But this sent McGowan into a long rant, alleging that Affleck had known about Weinstein's bad behavior for years. She ended up tweeting for Affleck to F off, but was not suspended until she posted someone's phone number on the platform. She got her account back once it was deleted. Halfway number 5, Clint Eastwood. After Trump won the 2016 election, Clint Eastwood was incredibly happy about it and tweeted out his delight about the win. But many were scratching their heads when his account was later suspended. Some felt the platform was limiting his free speech or even showing a liberal bias. But there was actually more to the story, and it was revealed that he wasn't suspended because of his support for Trump, but because the account wasn't actually Clint Eastwood's. I guess it was just an imposter that was pretending to be him. However, if the account wasn't verified, which I'm kind of assuming it wasn't, I don't know why anyone would really think it's actually Clint Eastwood. I mean, come on now, but okay. And at number 4, Chelsea Handler. This case of suspension was very similar to Rihanna's, and Handler got in trouble on Instagram after she posted a racy photo that violated their terms of service. This took place in 2014 when she posted a topless photo of herself riding a horse. The image apparently broke Instagram's rules about nudity, which doesn't allow women to show their nipples. However, men are allowed to. This decision has drawn a lot of criticism from influencers and celebrities alike, who pointed out the blatant double standard of the policy. Even though Handler was vocal against the decision, the photo was eventually deleted. And at number 3, Adele. This is probably the funniest case of banning because Adele decided to actually ban herself from Twitter. And in this day and age of cancel culture, she definitely made the right decision. And it seems that her thinking was along these lines, and when asked about the decision, she said she felt she was getting too close to tweeting something inappropriate. And taking herself off the platform was the best way to avoid getting in trouble while she's drunk. Now, instead of being off the platform, her Twitter account is run by her team, who tweet and post for her. And at number 2, PewDiePie. PewDiePie is YouTube's biggest star, but he also has a lot of controversy under his belt. One of these is his Twitter suspension. Back in 2016, the YouTuber had his Twitter temporarily suspended, and his verification was even stripped because he made a joke about joining ISIS with another YouTuber. But that wasn't the first of his controversies. He also got massive backlash after he posted a video to his channel that showed a sign with an anti-Semitic message. This video was not only taken down by the platform, but the incident got his YouTube Red series cancelled. He was also dropped from the partner program. After all the fallout from the incident, PewDiePie decided to post less on YouTube and started streaming on sites like Twitch. And finally, number 1, Kanye West. With all the insane rants Kanye posts on Twitter, it's no wonder that he's been suspended on the platform. But instead of being suspended for the things that he has said, Kanye actually got suspended in 2020 after he tweeted out the personal phone number of the Forbes editor at the time. This is obviously doxing and is against Twitter's terms. The ban for this offense lasted less than 12 hours, and he hopped right back on after. Around the time he released the phone number, he also posted photos of his recording contract on Twitter so that his fans could see the arrangement. This was around the time he was fighting for his own masters, and he felt he was going to get killed for speaking out against big names in the industry.
In at number 10, Adele. Although Adele has never really been banned for saying anything obscene or posting something that garnered any negative attention, even Adele knows social media is bad for her. Back in 2017, Adele said that she can get a little too mouthy while on Twitter, and because of this, her management actually banned her, for which then prompted her to create her own private social media account. This is exactly why in 2020 she has gone on regular breaks from social media platforms, because she understands how addicting it can be. Well, that and the fact that she enjoys having a few alcoholic beverages, which doesn't exactly bode well with posting things online, especially considering the size of the platform that she has. In at number 9, PewDiePie. Felix, I think, needs to just stay on YouTube. He's so good on that platform in particular. Recently, he's been using the community section of his channel to spread donation links for people to donate to the George Floyd Memorial Fund. Although when it comes to other social media platforms, PewDiePie has definitely stirred up some controversy in the past. Back in 2016, he was temporarily suspended from Twitter after tweeting out that him and Jacksepticeye were joining ISIS, which also led to him and, well, them both being unverified on the platform. He's also been very vocal about just how much he loathes Twitter. In a video he did, simply titled "I Hate Twitter," Felix explained that the platform has become nothing but a cesspool of opinions. Following that, he temporarily disabled his Twitter account, which is good to see that he at least had some foresight that it wasn't doing him any favors. In at number 8, Kim Kardashian. Other than the fact that she is famous for being famous, people really listen to Kim Kardashian, which isn't necessarily the best thing. I'm sure she could make much more of an impact by not being on social media 24/7. She has such a large following that her DMs must be jam-packed with offers from companies looking for her to advertise their products. I also don't think that she looks deeply into what these products are and simply views them as a payday. The biggest example of this that I can point to is the diet lollipops that she was advertising. She made this post advertising for the Flat Tummy Company's new appetite suppressant, and the problem is that the ingredients in this product haven't even been approved by the FDA, which means it's most likely not safe for people to consume. Although because she has established this unattainable image through plastic surgery and Photoshop, she then influences her audience to consume these toxic products with the hopes of being just like her. It's all around just not good for anyone.
In the number 7 spot is Taylor Swift. We know she's had a handful of boyfriends throughout her career, but one of them decided to expose her on social media after their breakup. Taylor dated Calvin Harris for over a year before calling things off. During that time, his song "This Is What You Came For" was top in the charts, and Taylor's representatives confirmed rumors that she actually co-wrote the song with him under a Swedish alias. So it seems like Taylor exposed him first, well, her representatives, but he took his anger to Twitter and called out Taylor for her feud with Katy Perry, which really has nothing to do with anything. In a series of angry tweets, he wrote, "I know you're off tour and you need someone new to try and bury like Katy, etc., but I'm not that guy. Sorry, I won't allow it." He went on to say that Taylor used the songwriting announcement as a way to belittle him and make him look bad, which apparently she does with other artists. His words, not mine. Up next, number 6 is Lucy Hale. Another time someone wanted to expose their ex on social media. Because why not, right? That is the generation we are living in. The actress dated the Amazing Spider-Man actor Chris Zilka for a year back in 2012. In the media, they seemed totally in love, but they didn't work out and fans didn't really get an explanation why. That was until Chris went online and exposed the fact that it did not end well and exposed Lucy for having a so-called ego. He dissed her on Twitter, making claims that the reason they broke up is because she dumped him because she thought she was too good for him. He even took a jab at her talent too and said, I quote, "There's a difference between celebrities and movie stars. Celebrities fade away while movie stars stick around forever." Yikes. Down the road, he did apologize for blasting his ex like that and changed his opinion, saying she's an amazing person who he wants to support. So which one is it, Chris? Chris, which one is it? Halfway through at number 5, we got Nick Young. More drama in the Hollywood love scene took place when leaked video footage surfaced of Nick Young admitting he cheated on his fiancée Iggy Azalea. But despite the proof, she decided to stay with him and work it out. But just 3 months after the video leaked, the couple called off their engagement and people wondered if there was more to the story. But they didn't have to wonder for too long because Izzy exposed what really happened and revealed on Twitter that she actually caught him cheating on her in their home. She wrote, "I broke up with Nick because I found out he had brought other women into our home while I was away and I caught them on the security footage." So she made it clear as day for her fans so that there was no way he could talk his way out of this one. Rolling into number 4 is Blac Chyna. Her relationship with Rob Kardashian has made headlines a variety of times because they have no shame in publicly fighting on social media. They were once engaged and they even have a daughter together, but things got so bad for the couple at one point that Rob exposed her in the worst way possible. He ended up sharing her nude photos on his personal Instagram account, which resulted in her getting a restraining order against him. I mean, you can't expose more than like a nude photo. Like, there's nothing that goes further than that. In August 2018, they both told media outlets that they settled into having a peaceful co-parenting situation and they continue to share equal custody of their daughter, Dream. In our 3rd spot is Ariana Grande. It's not hard to believe that someone would want to expose her on social media, seeing as she is one of the most popular artists in the world. They basically knew that it would have some impact. But she probably didn't expect it from her ex-boyfriend, although she should have because she also brought their issues onto social media. From 2012 to 2013, she dated the Australian musician Jay Brooks until hit the fan and things went south. He accused her of cheating on him with Nathan Sykes and they started going at it on social media. Ariana revealed that he threatened her and said if she didn't get back with him, he would make her look bad, hence the whole cheating rumor. But his response exposed that it was very untrue and he actually had nothing but kind things to say to her. He exposed her by sharing personal screenshots from some of their text conversations. In it, he explains how much he loves her and wishes her the best and wants nothing but good things for her. So who was lying? Making our way to number 2, we have Noah Cyrus. Yes, Miley Cyrus's little sister has grown up to have her own music career, which also means she is making her own news headlines. In 2018, Noah jumped headfirst into a relationship with the rapper Lil Xan. They were showing PDA all over the media, and just after they released a collaboration hit called Live or Die, their relationship came to a sudden halt. Xan went on Facebook Live immediately to expose the entire breakup, and he exposed Noah by saying that she cheated on him. He also said that she used him and the relationship was all fake. But Noah responded and denied all the allegations, claiming that he was actually the one cheating, not her. You know, normally when people break up, the last thing you want to do is hop on a live stream and expose all your personal business. But instead, it was the first thing he did. Like, immediately. Earning the #1 spot is Kim Kardashian. It's no surprise that celebrities will often promote products on their social media page despite the amount of money that they already have. But that's none of my business. Back in 2018, Kim got exposed after posting a picture of her with an appetite-suppressing lollipop. I didn't even know this was a thing. I've heard of like diet teas and shakes and stuff, but diet lollipops? What is this world coming to? But not long after she posted the picture, the Good Place star Jamila Jamil called her out on Twitter. But first she responded to Kim's picture and wrote, "No, F off. No, you terrible and toxic influence on young girls." Not only did she expose Kim, but she's also exposing the brand of the lollipops. She tweeted a collage photo of different celebrities posing with diet products and captioned it, "Give us the discount codes to your nutritionists, personal chefs, personal trainers, airbrushers, and plastic surgeons, you bloody liars." Honestly, someone had to say it. I have never respected a tweet so much in my entire life. Kim ended up deleting the original post and then posted the same picture a day later, but just with the little lollipop emoji. No ad spiel in the whole caption. Just the lollipop emoji.
At number 10, Nikita Dragon. This video is being brought to you on day 1 million of quarantine. I'm kidding, it hasn't really been that long, but if you've been in lockdown as long as we have, it's starting to feel like it. Though there are so many people trying to do their parts to get us through this pandemic, like staying inside and wearing a mask in public, others aren't doing much. We've seen a lot of celebrities and public figures getting caught breaking COVID regulations, and YouTuber/influencer Nikita Dragon seems to be one of those people. Not being COVID safe is a very unpopular thing, as going against guidelines will get you cancelled, so when you throw a big party in the middle of a pandemic, you're bound to get backlash, and naturally, when there's a party, there's people posting about it, and you're no doubt gonna get caught. Nikita Dragon recently faced backlash for having thrown a big crowded birthday party for her 25th, and the events of the birthday bash were documented by influencers on social media. According to the footage from the party, there was no social distancing and almost no one was wearing a mask. This isn't the first time Nikita has faced backlash for being unsafe during the pandemic, as she's been exposed online in other instances of not wearing a mask. At number 9, Khloe Kardashian. Now, I don't really think you could destroy a Kardashian's career, because if they're still around after all of the drama and cancellations they've faced, I don't really think they're going anywhere, but that doesn't mean that social media can't have a significant impact on their lives. Recently, Khloe Kardashian found herself in a bit of a scandal after an unedited photo of her was accidentally posted to social media. The post was quickly circulated on the internet before being taken down, and Khloe has been trying to cover it all up since. Khloe takes her public image very seriously and says that she's insecure about that photo because of how she's portrayed, saying that she blames the internet and social media for the way she sees herself, as she always has to look perfect. She sort of sees this unedited photo as pretty damaging because people always see her as perfect, and straying from this could hurt her career. Now, I don't think she has anything to worry about, because it's nice to see her and other celebrities looking real, not photoshopped, but I guess that's what she wants her image to be, and you kind of have to respect her wishes. She's even so serious about blocking this image from people that she's saying that she has every right to issue a lawsuit in order to get it taken down from the internet. At number 8, Armie Hammer. This business with actor Armie Hammer is still pretty big and causes more and more damage to his career every day. He caused the year's first big Hollywood scandal after making headlines as some intimate DMs were leaked on social media, which showed Armie talking about his bedroom fantasies, and since then, a lot more information and allegations have come forward. The Instagram page House of Effie shared the leaked messages exposing some of their adult content, including messages showing Armie's desire to eat someone. Some people, like ex-partners of his, have come forward with their personal accounts of Armie's fantasies. But this isn't all that Armie's being scrutinized for. Armie has also been accused of on multiple accounts. Because of this huge scandal, Armie has been losing work from all sides. When the scandal first broke, he made the decision to back out of an upcoming film project alongside Jennifer Lopez, and he also dropped out of a series he was cast for Paramount+. He probably thought that if he laid low for a bit, this could all blow over, but it's actually had the opposite effect. He's been fired from a number of other projects as a result of the allegations against him, and he's also been dropped by his agent and personal publicist. I can't believe that this all happened because of a social media leak. If that doesn't show you the power of the internet, I don't know what does.
Moving along to number 7, we have Selena Gomez. She went on a trip to Abu Dhabi in 2014 and shared her visit with her fans on Instagram. One of the photos she posted was her posing inside of the Grand Mosque, not thinking anything of it other than what it was. She simply wanted to share that she went there, as most people probably would. But then she was quickly exposed by someone pointing out that she was disrespecting their culture because she wasn't in the proper dress code that the mosque specifically requires. Fans were outraged because she was posing with one of her legs raised, which actually revealed her short pants and bare ankles. People were criticizing her, saying that women are required to wear ankle-length skirts or pants while inside the mosque as a sign of respect because it is a very holy place. Needless to say, shortly after, she did delete the photo, but she did not comment on it. I think deleting the photo says enough. At number 6 is Kylie Jenner. This is just another hilarious example of a celebrity being busted for lying on social media. Leave it up to Kylie for making news headlines over a bowl of cereal. It all started when she sent out a tweet in 2018 that said, "Last night I had cereal with milk for the first time. Life-changing." Keep in mind, she was 20 years old when she tweeted this out. Like, really? You haven't tried cereal before? Once people got over how dramatic this life-changing bowl of cereal was, someone exposed her for not telling the truth. One of her fans replied to the tweet with one of her posts from 2013, which showed a bowl of cereal with milk, which she captioned, "He keeps me healthy," which clearly implies that she ate the bowl of cereal with milk. Like, why lie about a bowl of cereal with milk? Who cares? Just say you've had it before and that it's changed your life. Like, I don't understand. Halfway through at number 5 is David Hasselhoff. Back in 2007, he was exposed on social media, technically by his own daughter. Her intentions were not to expose him though. She captured a video clip of him which she thought no one would see. But the video was leaked online, which showed her dad completely wasted, lying on the floor of a room and struggling to eat a hamburger. Which sometimes would seem like a silly thing, but he was a recovering addict and the video exposed that he was no longer sober like he was claiming to be. In the video, you can actually hear his 16-year-old daughter saying, I quote, "Dad, you need to promise me you're not gonna get alcohol tonight, okay? If you get alcohol tonight, you're fired from the show tomorrow. And a doctor's coming over here in the morning to check your alcohol level, and if there's any alcohol in your system, you're gonna be fired." David later on ended up admitting to his relapse and issued an apology. We've made it to number 4 and we have Jordyn Woods. She was known for being Kylie Jenner's best friend and often spent time hanging around the Jenner/Kardashian sisters on their show Keeping Up with the Kardashians. But she got the boot from the family after the story broke that she had hooked up with Khloe Kardashian's boyfriend and baby daddy Tristan Thompson. Jordyn did an interview on the story with Reddit Table Talk, and only 30 minutes after it was out, Khloe called her out and exposed the truth on social media. In a series of tweets, she calls her out for only wanting publicity. Turns out Jordyn apologized in the interview to the press before she even privately apologized to Khloe. But Jordyn told the press that she apologized to Khloe over the phone and in text and was super apologetic, which Khloe exposed was a lie. She was only trying to make herself look better in the interview. However, we don't really know whose side of the story is true. Who do you want to believe? Khloe or Jordyn? Let me know in the comments if you like these people, if you care. Who is telling the truth? In our third spot is Janelle Evans. The Teen Mom 2 star was busted for lying to her fans about a sponsorship product, which is never a good look. Not only is it a bad look on Janelle, but it's also a bad look on the company that she's promoting. She posted a side-by-side picture to her Instagram and tagged it as a paid partnership with BoomBod. In the first picture, she has lifted up her shirt, showing off her stomach in the mirror, no smile on her face, and no product in hand. Then, in the second picture, she is smiling in a sports bra with the BoomBod weight loss box in hand. The weight loss kit is a 7-day weight loss program, and she had claimed to use it and that these were the results. But some of her fans began to expose her for lying because if you take a second look at her post, look closely, the photos were actually taken at the same time, like one after another. Every item in her cluttered background is the exact same, and she's in the same outfit. All she did was take off her shirt, take off her glasses, and put her hair in a ponytail. Girl, at least change your outfit and make it look like a different day. Different mirror, different setting, anything? My god. Taking over the number 2 spot is Keemstar. As I mentioned earlier about the drama between Cole Kerrigan exposing Austin McBroom for alleged rape, well, he also dragged Keemstar into it by exposing him over social media. After the story broke and people learned the truth that it was all done for money, Cole started to claim that the assault was going to be covered in a video by Keemstar. If you don't know who Keemstar is, he runs a YouTube channel called Drama Alert, where he breaks down all the YouTuber news and gossip. Cole also said that Keemstar was paid off by the Ace family to remain quiet about the assault. Cole actually shared a screenshot conversation between he and Keemstar, where Keemstar apparently said that he was paid off $500,000. However, Keemstar came forward and said that his story is not true, and he even claimed that his screenshots were edited. His side of the story is that Cole wanted to plan the whole thing with him to get Austin to pay them not to release a story like that, and then they would split the money. Another story where it all just depends on whose side you're gonna believe. Alright guys, and our number 1 spot is Ray Rice. The NFL running back sparked a nationwide controversy after footage was exposed online showing him knocking out his fiancée. The surveillance footage was from an Atlantic City casino and shows him punching her in the face and then dragging her unconscious body out of the elevator. For obvious reasons, the world went into a rage. The video is actually extremely hard to watch. There's nothing funny about this one. The Baltimore Ravens immediately dropped him from the team and he was charged on 3rd-degree felony assault charges. However, the judge later dismissed them after Rice completed a 1-year pre-trial program. How you just finish a program and get away with something like this with no charges is beyond me, and I'm not okay with it.